Will George W. Bush endorse Joe Biden? It is well known amongst Republicans that there is no love lost between Donald Trump and George W. Bush. But with many Republicans coming out against Trump and supporting Joe Biden, will Bush be doing the same? Part of the disdain of Trump goes back to the 2016 Republican primary, where Trump didn't just beat the former president's brother, Jeb Bush, but he floated his usual criticism that he shares of his opponents. Bush, in turn, did not support him for president in 2016, but it didn't turn him into a supporter of Hillary Clinton's either. But this time around, the Republicans that don't support Trump are being more vocal. Instead of staying quiet and choosing a write-in candidate, they are announcing their support for former Vice President Joe Biden. Bush's former Secretary of State, Colin Powell, who many Republicans for years thought would be a good candidate himself, appeared at the Democratic convention last week and officially backed Biden. This week former Senator Jeff Flake, DAZ, who has made no secret of his dislike of Trump, and more than 24 other former GOP lawmakers officially backed Biden. More than ever, I know it's on a lot of people's minds, said a Bush aide. These are unprecedented times, and a lot of people think it makes sense. The aide referred to Biden earning the support of Powell as well as former Ohio Governor John Kasich, R., and former New Jersey Governor Christine Todd Whitman, R. Additionally, former eBay and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise CEO Meg Whitman, former Representative Charlie Dent, R. and former Representative Susan Molinari, R. New York, are supporting Biden as well. Earlier this summer, White House and campaign officials from Bush's 2 terms as president formed a super PAC, 43 alumni for Biden, to help bring together Republicans who are dismayed and disappointed by the damage done to our nation by Donald Trump's presidency. So why not W? Asked the aide. A Biden ally admitted there have been efforts to reach out to those surrounding Bush to see if they could get an endorsement to happen. We tried a little unofficially to see if there was a way to make it happen, but we couldn't get there, said the ally, and I do think it would make a difference, because we've learned every vote counts. The Bush team learned that lesson during the 2000 election when it took a month to determine whether Bush or former Vice President Al Gore would win the election. The Supreme Court eventually jumped in and issued a decision that gave the win to Bush. Despite his known disdain for Trump, Bush has not criticized him. Bush spokesman Freddie Ford said, "It is not in the cards for him to endorse Biden. We've been quite clear and consistent. President Bush is retired from presidential politics and will not be weighing in," he said. However, there are politics where he's pushing his influence. He endorsed Senator Susan Collins, R.M. She's in a tough re-election bid, and her vocal criticism for Trump isn't helping her. A Bush advisor said the family has known her for years. In a lot of ways she is their senator. Speaking up against Bush and endorsing Biden, however, isn't something he's likely to do. I could never see him step out openly against another president, said the advisor. He lives by the mantra that he didn't like it when he was in office, and he's not going to do it when he's out of office. When you're off the stage, you're off the stage, said the advisor. Another aide believes not endorsing Trump is enough and that publicly supporting Biden isn't necessary. A non-endorsement is message enough, said the aide. To me, that's sufficient. I hardly know a person from Bush world who is supporting Trump, so it's not like someone needs a signal from the top. Former President Barack Obama delivered a powerful speech warning of the harm a second Trump term could do. After, MSNBC anchor Nicole Wallace, a former White House communications director for Trump, said, "Let me say this about Obama. I have a hunch that every living former president would speak from the same deep well of despair. Obama's speech shook me because of his despair laid bare. We cannot fathom the fury and the despair and the rage that every former living president, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the dead ones, too, feel when they watch Donald Trump. A professor of political science at Southern Methodist University, Cal Gilson, believes an endorsement is likely a bridge too far. He points out that future generations of the family may want to run for office, so they need to keep their Republican ties in check. It appears officially endorsing Biden isn't going to happen. The question is if Bush will just not vote for Trump and will write another candidate in, will not vote at all, or whether he will vote for Biden. Regardless of his choice, it doesn't sound like he'll ever admit his choice publicly.